We're here today in the basement of Honey with Lee Engle, and Lee is a vocalist from the Twin Cities, and she will be performing at Honey when?
On January 21st.
She also performs around town in a lot of other places, and she's also the president of the Twin Cities Jazz Society. So we're going to talk a little bit about her experience as that president, and then a little bit about her experience as an entertainer. You've been doing it for now about 1.5 years.
Yes.
What are your duties?
Well,
If you could call them that.
To, of course, conduct our monthly board meetings and to really just keep the organization moving and together. I oversee the Jazz from J to Z concert series every year, and as chair of that series, I assemble a committee each year, and we go through the proposals and organize the concert series. And we have different committees, an education committee, a membership committee, different initiatives that I just basically oversee, like pretty much all the functions of the web, the business, pretty much everything.
And this is a non-for-profit organization with a board of trustees, I assume?
Yes.
And so forth.
Jazz from J to Z. The concert series runs every year from early fall, it's usually September or October, to May typically, and we'll have a concert pretty much every month, and we try to choose concerts from all the different genres within jazz. So we would have a big band, a trad jazz, a vocal, avant-garde, bop, and a lot of it is based each year on the proposals that we get in. But we welcome proposals. This is actually the time for that. We are accepting them through February 15th, and you can go on our website, tcjs.org, and download a form and send in your proposal for a concert. And then we have different venues that we work with every year, and some are more concert venues, and some are more on the side of like jazz clubs.
Yeah. Well, how did you start then singing professionally?
I was at the University of Minnesota in undergraduate school, and in my last quarter I was offered a position to go on the road with the band. And it was a hard decision, but you know, when you're young you're like crazy, and that just seemed like the thing to do. And so I did go with them, and I traveled for a long time, and that kind of propelled me into the next level of going from that band to another band. And I spent many years traveling all around the Midwest. Even, well, with that one particular band, we played at Disney World and in Michigan and in New York, and it was just really incredible at that age to be able to travel and sing and do something really fun and make a little bit of a living at it.
So what could you tell us what the band was?
That was the Serendipity Singers.
The Serendipity Singers. Okay. And then when did you start singing solo here in the Twin Cities?
Well, I played in a lot of more variety, funk, pop, top 40 type bands back then. The Serendipity Singers was a large band, and I was in a couple of different show bands where there were, several people up front and a larger size band. And then I played in a lot of smaller variety bands, quartets, quintets. And I got out of it actually. In the early 80s, a lot of the clubs that had bands, which pretty much everybody had bands, went the route of the DJ. The jockeys were coming more into favor, and I just thought, well, I'm going to have to adapt because the jobs weren't there anymore, and so I became a DJ. And I did mobile DJ, I did a lot of the clubs in town. I had my own DJ company actually also, and I did that for another 10 years or so until I really just got burnt out of working nights, and decided I needed kind of a shift in things, and I wanted to finish my undergraduate degree and go to graduate school, so I made some decisions at that time, and I did not perform professionally for quite a number of years.
What did you get your graduate degree in?
My graduate degree is from St. Catherine's, and it's in organizational leadership with a concentration in information systems.
Oh, so it's computers.
Well, kind of, and you know, information, and yeah, there's a whole technology and information knowledge piece there. Memorable events for me in music in my early traveling days was I was in a show band, and we had played a concert in New York, and then our next concert was at Disney World. So we traveled in a van that pulled a trailer, and there were 7 or 8 of us, as I recall. But at the time there was a huge hurricane, and I don't know which hurricane. I couldn't tell you that now, but there was a hurricane, and I'd never, being from Minnesota, been in a hurricane, and it was so scary. I mean, it was the most incredible experience, just like you will see on, you know, news footage of, you know, coverage of a hurricane, not seeing anything, and the wind and the water, and it was just incredible, and we thought we were goners, you know. And we had a CB, that was a day when quite often if you traveled you had a CB in your vehicle, and we had a CB, and we were able to connect with a trucker that was actually more inland and was able to verbally route us to inland to a more safer route, and it kind of saved the day. And so we had struggled through this horrible weather pretty much all the way down, and then we got to Florida, and it was incredibly beautiful. It was like the storm was over, the sun was shining, and we were to play at Disney World that night, and we played in the venue that has, I don't know what still is there, but at that time one of the venues had a stage where you set up down in the basement, so you set your whole band up in the basement, and then we started playing our first song, and so as we were playing our opening song, the stage was rising up, and then it rises up to the level of where the people see you, and it was just the coolest experience. I mean, it was like this amazing couple of whirlwind days of music and weather and whatever. It was just really, really cool.
Okay, well, thank you so much for talking to us. And I know that Honey isn't the only date you have coming up, so maybe you could tell us about a few others.
Sure. Well, I'm going to be here at Honey on January 21st with Reynold Philipsik, and I'm coming back on February 19th with Reynold Philipsik and Matt Senjum on bass. And I'm also playing at Hell's Kitchen in March. I'm doing a couple of showcases with the Jazz Vocalists of Minnesota. I'm playing at the Sage Wine Bar on the 23rd of January. So you can just, you know, check my website, and it'll be on the link, I think, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It will be.
There'll be a link. And
well, I think the MySpace page works the best, I think.
Yeah, I have a calendar on both, and I have a huge concert. I guess I just have to say this real quick.
Of course.
I have a huge concert coming up March 13th at Hopkins Center for the Arts. It's Jazz American Style. It's kind of a history of jazz, so it's covering quite a wide range of music, and it's with the Ristrom family. So it's Diane and Danny Ristrom and I are doing vocals with Ruben, their father and husband, Ruben Ristrom, and he's going to be playing several instruments and singing as well. And Nathan Norman on drums, Steve Bacall on bass, Dale Mendenhall on sax, and Jimmy Hamilton on piano. It's going to be a really, really great show, so check it out, March 13th.
Definitely go. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you so much.
Yes.